I'm joined now by Bloomberg's very own columnist Matthew Lynn. Matthew, ECB presidency, who should get it?
Well, I think it's going to be a big question. I mean, it's a big job because the person who's running the ECB, as we know, we've been talking about, Jean-Claude Trichet's decisions the last year or so. A lot of focus. It's a big job even in normal times, but at this particular time, right in the epicenter of this crisis, he's the guy who really is going to have to make the decisions and make the calls. So it's going to be much more crucial than usual. And I think what interested in me was there's two leading candidates. Everyone always says the two leading candidates are the Bundesbank president Axel Weber and the governor of the Bank of Italy, Mario Draghi. And what I thought is that actually probably in these circumstances, neither of them are going to be the right choice.
Is there any one which the market would prefer?
Well, I think the problem with the leading candidates is that actually neither of them are quite right. I mean, because the markets will probably like the Bundesbank guy because they think, oh, the Bundesbank, we like that sound money, austerity, German, it's the kind of economic policies that we like. But I think the problem with the Bundesbank at the moment, having a German running the ECB, coming out of that Bundesbank tradition, is it's just such a bad option for the peripheral countries. People like Greece, Portugal, Spain are going to say this really isn't for us. It's going to be very, very divisive. But if you have an Italian, it's just as bad. Actually, Draghi's done a very, very good job. He's got a pretty good reputation in the markets. People like him, former Goldman Sachs guy, is the kind of person the bond markets like. But I think the impact on German opinion, and we know how bad German opinion, how much it's soured towards the euro in the last 12 months. You put an Italian in charge of the ECB, it's absolutely their worst fears. And again, it could provoke another crisis. So I think they have to go for something else. And I was wondering maybe, I think one interesting option would be to extend Trichet's term. He's only 68. That's not too old these days. He's in good health.
But is that likely to happen?
Well, it's certainly possible. I mean, it's complicated. The rules, the charter says that it's a non-renewable term for 8 years, the ECB president, but they always fudge the rules when they have to. If you remember when they got the first president with Bloomberg 10 years ago, they couldn't agree on who should get the job then. So they said, oh, we'll give it to a Dutch guy for half a term. We'll fudge the rules. And they're good at that in Europe. The one thing they've never stuck to the rules before, budget deficits or any of that kind of stuff. There's no real reason why they should stick to the rules now. If they wanted to, I think they could say, we'll keep him on for 2 years because it's an emergency.
But I
think the markets are quite like that, by the way.
And I guess whoever the next ECB president is, a huge number of challenges ahead of them with all this talk of reform and the need for there to be a fiscal as well as a monetary union.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly difficult job, and I think Trichet's actually handled it quite well. I think lots of people would say it's actually become an impossible job because the demands upon the person, the demands being made on the central bank by the different nations are fundamentally incompatible, and trying to do things that are incompatible, that don't fundamentally work, is very, very tough. But, somebody's going to have to find a way of fighting their way through it.
Matthew, thanks very much.